everybody. Thank you so much for coming to hear us talk about how technology can facilitate human connection. I am Torse. I'm MD at Studio of Art and Commerce. We are an independent immersive arts and entertainment studio based in Soho, in London, headquartered in Soho, but with offices and team in Dubai, Saudi, and Amsterdam. We curate specialist artists, architects, and engineers to create amazing moments of human connection for a huge variety of projects, from luxury fashion stores to the first EDM festival to be staged in Saudi for 400,000 people, to a luxury pop-up members club for Ralph Lauren in Milan. But we also create our own IPs, and today we are here to talk about the story of the AI artist, which was a unique experience and event centerpiece for the unforgettable Mandarin Oriental 60th anniversary event in Hong Kong last year. It's my great pleasure to introduce Adam Wadey, creative director and artist at Studio, and Jill Kluge, brand advisor and former CMO at Mandarin. She's been with the brand for 30 years. So Jill's going to kick off and give us a little bit of context about the project.
Thanks, Torse. I don't know if this is working or if I even need it. I've got a loud voice, I'm told, by all my family, so hopefully you can hear me. Mandarin Oriental, for those of you that don't know, is a luxury hotel company that was founded in Hong Kong over 60 years ago, and it's globally recognized for delivering some of the best luxury service in the world and exceptional experiences to its guests. And over the last 25 years, we have had a major marketing campaign focusing on celebrities who stay in our hotels and call themselves fans. This hugely successful, long-standing campaign was created by London Advertising, and I know some of them are in the room today. And the simple idea was that celebrities can stay wherever they want. They choose to stay with Mandarin, and they call themselves fans. And of course, the wonderful thing about that is that they linked that word fan to Mandarin Oriental's long-standing logo, which is a fan. So over those 25 years, we have partnered with over 100 celebrities who have worked with us. We don't pay them. We give them a contribution to the charity of their choice, and they are genuine fans. They come to our events, they support us, and they appear in the advertising campaign. And it's become such a popular campaign that, in fact, all of our customers now call themselves fans of Mandarin Oriental. So last year was the big 60th anniversary of the Mandarin in Hong Kong, which was our founding flagship. It was the first hotel in the group, and we really wanted to create an event that would engage over 1,000 customers that were going to be with us, fans, friends, people that we collaborated with, stakeholders in the Mandarin Oriental brand. And we were looking for a performative centerpiece that would really push the boundaries and do something new that would create an experience that people could not forget. And really make them feel very much part of the Mandarin Oriental brand. So we wanted something that was unique, and we wanted something that would connect our fans in a deeply personal way. And achieving that in Hong Kong is not an easy thing, because Hong Kong, being a centre of excellence, is always pushing the boundaries to create new ideas. So we really, really were up against it, and we wanted to do something very impressive. So I have to thank Michael Majinski from London Advertising, who has been our long-term partner in this campaign, for introducing us to Studio of Art and Commerce. And Michael was familiar with some of Studio's work and decided that there could be a really nice connection between the fan campaign and what they were doing. So before we go into what they did, I think it's important that Adam shares with you what the concepts were. So I'm going to pass over to you, Adam.
Yeah, so we conceived an AI artist, and this concept was born from a challenge we set ourselves at the studio. We were particularly interested in how the rise of AI could help facilitate new kinds of interactions, and we were coming up with concepts with which you could celebrate a community. So it's those who inhabit a space that make that place what it is. And we wanted to speak to this, to celebrate a place through its people. we thought if every person who passed by, who came across this installation, left a record of themselves, then over time these would accrue and you would end up with a record of that population, a snapshot of that community. The idea that we'd had was that a camera could detect faces and take photos of people. We could use some sort of AI to convert that into a sketch illustration, and then we'd imagined like a robotic arm would then paint these live, creating portraits of this passing population. And this was as far as we'd taken the idea. It was sat along with many others in our ideas vault. So this core narrative, of the concept, this idea of celebrating the individuals who make a place what it is, was a perfect fit for this, for the I'm a Fan campaign. It's personal, and it uses the recognizable faces of these people. And Michael at London Advertising and Jill immediately saw the potential for this concept to provide an experience for guests unlike anything else they would find at other events. And so we started to develop this concept. The Mandarin Oriental is deeply grounded in craft. Anybody who's had the pleasure of staying at one of the hotels knows that fine craftsmanship is as apparent in the building and the decor as it is in the food and the drinks and the service that you're provided. And so we developed the concept to speak to that heritage and to speak to craft, and particularly in the context of Hong Kong. And we thought it would add this incredible performative quality and this unique physicality to have these portraits rendered with ink on paper to echo this calligraphic ink painting, this ancient art of that part of the world. We imagined the portraits, rendered with brush on paper. And we designed a vast canvas and this incredible robotic painting arm to fit specifically the magnificent wall that flanks the Mandarin Oriental entrance hall. And we built an unprecedented robotic mechanism capable of ink painting in this incredibly precise, this incredibly delicate way, creating this world-first performative art installation, which marries this traditional craft with this cutting-edge technology. So the piece receives a feed of pictures which are taken of guests live as they enter the space. These are then automatically transferred and uploaded to a customized AI, an image-to-image system that analyzes each face it sees and intelligently creates an illustrated sketch portrait of it. Each portrait is then positioned on the canvas, converted into machine data, and drawn in ink onto the page by this mammoth robotic arm that we designed and built from scratch. The portraits are revealed gradually, and this experience is punctuated by this moment of joy when the onlooker recognizes that it is they themselves being depicted. Now, this use of brush and ink was an incredible technical challenge, but it did have this amazing performative quality to it. It is amazing to see the robotic arm applying different pressures to the bristles to vary the thickness of line, and the incredible variety of marks that this is capable of making. And obviously, this sits beautifully against this history of craft and calligraphic ink painting that forms such a part of the Mandarin Oriental identity. So the drawing process repeats as the piece receives more and more faces and until the canvas is full. So this footage here is from our test run, which we did here in London, and then we took the piece to the Mandarin Oriental in Hong Kong. So arriving guests were photographed outside as they entered the event on the red carpet. Their photographs were automatically transferred and uploaded and converted into these sketches, which were then drawn in this incredible array against a backdrop of an illustrated drawing of the hotel itself. This layout, this crowdscape format that you see here, was inspired by long-term Mandarin Oriental fan, the iconic pop artist Sir Peter Blake, who has also made works for the Mandarin. So the installation performed throughout the anniversary gala event and even into the next day, and until the canvas was full with over 200 portraits. Needless to say, the use of ink on canvas added an incredible jeopardy to the project, because there's really no going back when you're drawing with ink. And here is the final piece. You may recognize myself and Jill and Torse all up there somewhere, alongside various famous fans who were in attendance there in the front row. So to tell us how this all was from the Mandarin Oriental side, Jill, it'd be great to hear how it was taking a chance on a entirely new and experimental piece of technology like this.
Yeah, I have to say it did take a leap of faith. It was quite a scary moment. I mean, it was 3 issues. First of all, we'd never worked with you before. We didn't know you. Secondly, this was untested. We weren't sure how it was going to be. And thirdly, you were based in London and the hotel is in Hong Kong. So we had quite a few challenges. But Mandarin Oriental prides itself in using new technology, always trying to push the boundaries of innovation. So this pioneering of new technology felt right and appropriate for us, and really a great brand fit for Mandarin Oriental, who's always trying to do new things. So we were able to convince the local Hong Kong team that we felt this would work. And quite frankly, it really paid off to take this big idea that we had not tested and do something very new. And it resulted in a really powerful performance that our guests truly engaged in, really loved, and no doubt about it, it inspired and emotionally connected them to the brand that night. So we're very happy with the results. And that deep engagement really comes from provoking deep feelings within our guests, and that is part of Mandarin Oriental's DNA. Our mission is to delight our customers, to always surprise them with new experiences and incredibly personalized service. And so this very great idea of having their photograph taken and then seeing their picture appear on screen was a really true moment of delight for our customers. And it evoked a lot of conversation, a lot of wonder and fascination amongst our colleagues. And we really felt that by doing something as unique as this, but also interactive, we generated incredibly good brand warmth and affection. So we were very happy with the result. And here you can see all of our happy guests enjoying themselves, and some of the celebrities who were there: Michelle Yeoh, Karen Mok, who's a Hong Kong singer, Vivian Tam, a designer from New York. These are all part of our fabulous Famous Fan campaign attendees, and they loved seeing their pictures appear. And we used it as part of the storytelling of the evening. After the main speech, we even took the image of Sir Peter Blake in absentia, which we photographed in London, and had him appear on the screen in the middle of the canvas on the evening just after the speeches. So that was a really nice added gesture to the evening. And for us, I think, really, we were able to create an enduring event for Mandarin Oriental and for all of our people. It's still there in the lobby. We've kept it up for the whole year. This is the lobby of the Mandarin Oriental with a plaque there explaining what it is. So those customers that were at our event see it. They're regular customers that come to our hotel all the time, but also new customers arriving are intrigued by this and come and have a look at it and want to know more. And on the evening, because it was such an interactive thing, it was being filmed, everyone was taking photographs of it, and in fact were getting excited about it because they could see the benefits of reposting these images. And in fact, we took, here are some of the customers actually taking pictures on their social feeds, so you can see. And we gifted each of our guests a beautiful print of the whole campaign. And for the people that appeared, we did their own portrait, which was an added benefit. So I think that in in the way it engaged with the guest, it meant that they were able to share their experiences with their friends and their followers, as well as enjoy it on the evening. And as a final output, we also took images of the screen when it was finished and worked with London Advertising on creating another advertising opportunity throughout the month of November. We wrapped the Hong Kong tram, the famous Hong Kong tram that travels around the streets of Hong Kong, and put the canvas up on these trams so that people in Hong Kong could also enjoy another experience of Mandarin Oriental's 60th, which just kept the whole event alive and exciting for us. So I have to say, from our brand standpoint, we'd really like to thank Studio for their work. It was quite a challenge to start with, but it absolutely paid off. It was a great event.
Yeah, so in summary, it's a fascinating project, and one in which we really pushed boundaries and experimented with use of generative AI, which obviously is this immensely powerful tool for creative expression. And we were really seeking to explore how this new technology could create interactions that feel more human. So the piece really brings AI's capacity for creativity out of the digital realm, out of the screen, and makes these potentials sort of physically tangible for people in a way that for many they've just not been before. The piece demonstrates how it's possible to harness the creativity of AI without losing touch with craft and without losing touch with our artistic histories. And also demonstrates how effective this can be at connecting with audiences. And we hope to continue to evolve the project, which Torse is going to tell us about.
Yes, since October, we've excitingly been approached by a number of different entities, big sports events, entertainment properties, and even a world-famous gallery to show the piece, which is fantastic and we're really excited about. We are always still looking for more opportunities to show the piece as well. And what's really interesting about it, if you jump to the next slide, Adam, it's an artwork that generates artworks. So it also has the power of creating revenue. So through the giant large-scale artwork itself, but also potentially through prints, through, in some cases, merchandise as well, depending on the faces who appear. And actually, there are available to buy, even now from the Mandarin event, beautiful prints actually signed by the legendary Sir Peter Blake. Mm-hmm. Finally, I just want to say that it did take an entire team of people to create this incredible and pioneering piece of work. So many, many thanks again to Mandarin, particularly Jill and Pip and Khan and Greg, who are in Hong Kong, for having the faith in us to deliver it.
That's great.
To Michael and the team at London, thank you for introducing us to Mandarin and, of course, bringing Sir Peter Blake into the project as well. And our intrepid technical production partner, Whatever Together, who helped us to build this piece. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks, Paul.